Hey, you've got to hide your love away. Verse. How can I even try? I can never win. Hearing them, seeing them in the state I'm in. You got to hide your love away. This is a 6/8 song, and it'll often say moderately in two, this feel. So like, here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. Okay, so you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But what I was demonstrating is just feeling it in two. That's often what the sheet music will say. So it'll say 6/8, but it'll say feel in two. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Just feeling it in two. Okay, and they kind of line the chords up so you can. Here I stand, so you're feeling it in two like that. We got to look at the chords as well. There's a batch of chords: G, D, F, C, D sus4, D add 9. We'll talk about that in a second. I often call that D sus2, but they're calling it D add 9. The question was about this F chord, because most people learn F like this: 2, 0, 1, 0. But what they wrote on this chart is to add a C on there. Okay, and you could either use, they actually put 4, so they would recommend using your pinky. Okay, and you can use your ring finger if you want. And again, this is subjective. I would use my ring finger quite often. When you have songs that go C, F, C, F, C, like this. And then G7. So again, it's just a variation on the regular F. Here we have the A on top, F-A. By the way, a little bit of theory, an F major chord is F-A-C. So as long as you have those 3 notes in any combination, you can double them however you want. But in this case, we're doubling the C. We have the A here, so it's not a big deal that we don't have the A twice. It's kind of an open sound. So in this case, we can have G, D, F to G, and then C. This is what I'm trying to recommend, is that, you can pick and choose. Like we were talking last week, I said the chart for D7, for example, says this, but sometimes I like just this D7, 2, 0, 2, 0. So we have G, D, and then F, your choice, and then back to G. And then the C chord, we'll just do plain old C. And then F, now I'm going F, so now I might leave that down, then back to C. So that'd actually be a really good time to do C, F, C, just to leave that ring finger down there. Or again, your pinky, but I often am playing C like this. Because look at C, F. You don't want to change and add your pinky on, if you know what I mean. You just want to have that already down. So it'd be like, turn my face to the wall. So you don't want to do a switch. So we'll talk about strumming in a second. Let's review those chords. Oh no, we have 2 more chords. What I want to show you is D, and then this fancy chord, D sus4. So you just take this ring finger and slide it over 1 fret. Here's D, D sus4. Okay. And then what they call D add 9, you just lift up that ring finger so it's open. I'm often calling that D sus2. So you might see it as D sus2 or D add 9. Here's D, D sus4, and what they call D add 9. So you can have this little voice leading, like. Okay, sus4. A little bit of voice leading, a little bit of movement there. Here I stand, head in hand. I'm actually feeling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here I stand, head in hand. Turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on. Feeling 2 foot small. Oh. Then everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, hey, hey, you've got to hide your love away. And let's work on that for a second. We got the hey, you've got to, and then C chord, hide your love away, sus4, regular D, add 9, and then back to the D, okay? And that's the chorus. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. We'll talk about the strum in a second. Now I'm kicking into the how can, and then, now at verse 2. So I just wanted to go through that one time through because it's a pretty straightforward song. Verse, chorus, verse, chorus. This is a basic chart. A lot of people are following the really basic chart. I always say this when you're jamming, and they omit the solos, or someone might bust into a solo, but oftentimes they leave out some of the fancier things that the Beatles threw in. I'm just talking about in general for playing a Beatles song on the uke at a jam session or something. Unless, of course, you're really wanting to recreate the arrangement, then that's definitely going to take some focus. Ja, 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 ja. So again, we're talking about 6/8. I just did it the bare bones. How can I even try? Where I'm just feeling it like this. Jum, jum, jum. How can I eat? Just right on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But actually now the next thing to do is to subdivide that beat. So we actually, for strumming, we want to practice, and we'll omit the singing, but we want to do this. And you could just go back to the very first verse if you want to. We just want to practice that 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just using my thumb. I'm often using my thumb when demonstrating to be a little bit softer, but of course if you want to use your index finger, you can make it brighter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the count really is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C gets a full measure. 4, 5, 6. F, C, G, D, F, G. C full measures, F half, and then D full measure. And then everywhere people stare, it's a full measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, full measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So G received a full measure. C got a full measure. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the D sus4 to the D to the D add 9 to the D, that was half a measure each, meaning this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in case you don't have that pattern again, start with the D chord, which is 2, 2, 2, 0. And then get that ring finger over for the sus4, and you're starting the pattern on sus4. So again, it goes sus4, regular D, take that ring finger off, open, and that's add 9. It's really sus2, and then back to the D. And make sure you're counting when you're doing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. You can just practice this over and over. Now use my. So here's the chorus. Here we go. G. Here's just a little quick primer on 6/8. Here's 6/8. Usually it says 6/8. Then the basic subdivision, as we were just talking about, is this: 6/8 notes per measure, and that's where we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the main stress is actually on 1, and it's on 4. That's why I kept conducting like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So it'd be like, here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. I'm just kind of showing you 1, 2, 3. I'm not counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. But that's what you should be feeling. So when you're strumming this, you could do that basic, which would just be this. The really basic is this dotted quarter note, which is just on 1 and it's on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the basic, but this, I don't know, this is the basic overall pulse. This is the subdivision, the main subdivision. And all downstrokes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to show you something a little bit fancier now. And it's going to involve the 16th note. Actually, I'll show you 2 more. And if this is too complex, well, just try it with me. It may look complex if you're not used to seeing the rhythm. But we're adding to this 8th note pattern, we're adding a 16th right after 2. So now we're going to call it 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now it's going to be down, down, up, down. Then again, same thing, down, down, up, down. Okay? And that's a fancier pattern. You can see that there. But here it is. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you're going down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. I mean, that's how a lot of people like to think of it. It's the downs and the ups. But the count is very important. So again, you can see it on my shoulder here. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And again, we can also use this in Norwegian wood, which I want to show you next week. One more fancier pattern. That one's really, again, we're getting a little bit more fancy. So how do we fancy it up even more? We add another 16th note. So here, now we have this, an 8th note. I know it looks a little bit scary if you're not used to reading the music, but now we have an 8th note followed by 2 16ths. So now the pattern's going to be, the count first of all will be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and the pattern will be down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, same thing, down, up. So it's just a little bit busier. It's a lot busier, actually. And that's about as busy as you really want to get in 6/8. That sounds, you know, functional. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 4, 1. And again, you could be jamming. This is what's cool, is that you could be jamming with people on this song, and one person could be doing this. Usually the bass player is doing the long notes, and then another person could be doing the basic subdivision, and then the fancier players could do the really fancy 16th note subdivisions. And this is how you could get some really, I mean, when you listen to the pro arrangements, that's what's happening there. There's a lot of different levels and layers of rhythm. That's what makes it sound so good. It's the subdivision. Of course, you have to be very accurate. So again, that's where we would really practice with a metronome or something if we want to get that down. But think about that. It's fun just to go and we didn't really talk about this, but have a really loose wrist. So again, that's a really fun strum pattern. So that takes care of our strumming for the day. I hope you guys got that down there, those different layers of 6/8 strum. The longer notes, the basic pulse, the feel, the main subdivision, and then the fancier subdivisions there.